The last part of 2024 was a fever dream. There were dogs, there were books I didn't finish, the pantry project, creating Christmas the day before Christmas, and all of the other projects I want to do. I am rethinking a lot of the choices that I made. Cleaning the house, and then the house being a mess again, going to see Usher, caviar on everything. My best charcuterie board ever. I mean, ever. And we cleaned this thing off. First one side and then the other. It was so good. Visiting my favorite place in Florida. No, it's not Disney World. Weird, huh? And look at this. I know, right? So good. It meet my reading goals. My shortest book was 64 pages. My longest was 564. That's kind of weird. 500 more pages. My average rating was 4.4 stars. And my first review of the year was The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It took me forever to read it. These are all the books that I read. And then this year started with me being under the weather. But I think I'm better now. This has been a long 27-day year. No, seriously, you guys. It's January 27th. It's my anniversary. I have been married 35 years. How can you be married 35 years when you're only 35? So don't drag me for that. I'm trying to keep it light. I'm trying to bring some optimism and hope to the world, because it does seem like, as much as we keep moving forward and we keep living and we keep hoping and dreaming, it does seem like there are forces out there that are threatening to take us down. And nobody needs this. Nobody needs this. At the end of the day, it's really so sad that other people's actions, power grab, money grab, tends to affect everyone else. And there's a lot of misinformation out in the world right now. There's a lot of animosity amongst groups, amongst countries, amongst just regular people. And I want this to be a beautiful corner of the internet. I don't want to be completely delusional, because there's real serious things taking place. You know, serious things that I hope don't affect us too much, that I hope don't affect anybody, any of us too much, but they are still taking place. And it's like, you know, do we ever get to rest? Do we ever get that comfort, that joy? Can we just revel in joy? Because everything seems to be contentious at this point. And is there any place for joy? Finding joy. I want so badly to do that. And I want so badly to be that creator that you guys come to find that joy too. I mean, but I have my grievances, as I'm sure everyone else does. And I want to like shout out into the ether like everyone else, but I feel like that's so counterproductive. So instead, I will try to just bring you beautiful content, as much beautiful content as I can bring. And I toy with the fact that, like, is it appropriate to show what we've done with the house? Is it appropriate to show when I've bought something new? Because I know people are in a financial pinch, and who knows what's going to happen going forward. Like, I hope at some point goodness and kindness and common sense and logic and community and peace will prevail. Like, that's my dream. I want that on my vision boards. I want that, you know, on my walls. Peace. Be still. Just peace. But I know as long as you live with humans, as long as we're all human and we all have our wants and needs, and our wants and needs are opposite to someone else's wants and needs, we're going to always think that we have to fight each other to get what we need. Even though the resources are plentiful, there's enough to go around. Everybody can eat. But people don't want to see other people eat. It's not that there's not enough. It's just that I have to be superior to you. So while this started off, well, this channel started off as many things a long time ago. It started off as like a hair channel, to be honest. And it has evolved into a book channel. I feel like going forward, I need to expand beyond just talking about books. But books are always the focus, if that makes sense, because I know, and I've said this before and I will continue to say it, books find me. And the books that I need, they appear out of nowhere sometimes. And it is a beautiful and wonderful thing to feel that connected with the world, the universe, God. I prefer God. To be connected in a way where things come to you, thoughts come to you, books come to you, and they minister to you in ways that just, your own thoughts or watching television, those things don't do. Books minister to me like that. Secular books and spiritual books, they minister to me and they help me to get clarity on things. And some of them are recommended and some I just stumble upon. I stumbled upon a book yesterday that I want to purchase and read about a couple who had been married for 75 years, I think. And I don't know how I found that book. I mean, I was on Pinterest looking for like closet stuff. And I found this book. So I'm going to order it. The book that I'm reading now, I'll show you. Ice Palace by Tarjei Vesaas. I remember that because I call Target Tarjei. But he is Norwegian. He's no longer with us, but he was a Norwegian writer. And he is writing a story about Norway. And I have already like bent up this book and creased it. I feel really bad, but then again, I don't. But I love this cover. I think it's absolutely stunning. And so far, I'm about 25 pages, 26 pages in. And it's a story about a young girl who goes missing, maybe in the Ice Palace. Two young girls who are friends. They're very young. I'm wanting to say like 8 years old. This book was written in 1963. That was the first copyright. And then of course it's been translated. So 1963, not too long before Mr. Vesaas left us. I'm probably not saying his name right. If if someone knows the pronunciation, please help a sister out. Two little girls, Sis, S-I-S-S, and Un, I think that's how you pronounce it, U-N-N. They are friends, and Un comes to live where Sis lives, and they are drawn to each other, and then one of them goes missing, and that's pretty much all I know. Yeah. And I'm loving it so far. I wish that I had picked it up last week when it was still really snowy, because it would have been perfect, like the perfect icy cold read, because it is set during the winter. And there's a waterfall that has frozen over and it looks like an ice palace. And people are, intrigued by it, including little kids. So you can kind of see where this is going. I'm loving this very quiet, very sweet book about little girls, but it's written in 1963 and it's written by a man. So these little girls would be seen from a man's perspective. I don't know what his research was for this book or how he decided to write these girls, or how he came to write these girls the way that he did. But it's definitely interesting when you see someone write something from their perspective about another type of person. We get into that a lot with should white authors write Black characters and things like that. And I don't understand how other people don't understand that when a writer is writing a character and they write about how that character acts or things that that character says, it's not law. It's not etched in stone that this is definitively how a Black person works or acts, or this is definitively how a little 8-year-old girl acts. It's the perspective of the author. This is how this author sees little 8-year-old girls. doesn't necessarily make it accurate as far as how a little 8-year-old girl would exist in the world, but it is accurate to the author's perspective. So when I see a white person write a Black character, I automatically assume they're writing that character from their perspective. And that is probably going to be different than how the Black person would actually be, because it's all about perspective. I know that some people will say that that's dangerous, they shouldn't do it, blah, 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 blah. I say that every story deserves to be told. And I say that every person who tells a story, every storyteller deserves to tell their story. And whatever they perceive the characters to be, that should be it. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to think it's a representation of you. You don't have to even like it. But that doesn't mean that that story shouldn't be told, and it doesn't mean that it shouldn't be told from the author's perspective. So that was my very rambly, I guess, intro to this video. This one is not going to be a long one. I just kind of wanted to pop back in and show you guys that I'm still alive and let you know what's been going on. Everything from the election, then we went on a trip, then we came back. Christmas happened, of course. I went to Miami to see Usher, and I think I kind of put a little bit of all of that in the intro. And I came home from seeing Usher. Then we had Christmas, actually. And then getting closer to Christmas Day, I started to feel kind of yucky. And as we got closer to New Year, I just felt even more yucky. And I had been sick for a while. Then the first week of January, I mean, aside from all of the politics that are going on, which are very much a serious thing, and American people are very much nervous. And some of the other countries haven't been very kind to us when it comes, some people from the other countries haven't been very kind to us when it comes to us expressing our grief over here. And, you know, that's something that they'll just have to work out on their own. I'm not going to get on my high horse about that, but it's unfortunate. And, you know, we will prevail. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I have seen it, and it's disheartening. So there's that. And then, of course, these wildfires, which I talked about a little bit, I think, in one of my shorts, I think, maybe in my last video, I'm not sure. But that kind of it did directly affect us a little bit. Just with my grandson and his mom and his brother having to evacuate from where they were to get to my son. And then my son almost having to evacuate to go like a little further south down to stay with family. He did not have to do that, but they ended up together for 2 weeks, and it was fine and everything worked out, but it was a little stressful there. And I was really concerned about the air quality with the boys. And even my son, you know, and even my grandson's mom, you know, them having to kind of stay locked in the house and with the air purifier on and stuff, because I was really concerned about them getting sick because they just got over really bad crud. So there was that, which of course is stressful. So I wasn't eating properly, and you know, I'm still having some gastrointestinal issues that I need to get resolved, but I got to make a new colonoscopy appointment. I think that's where I left you guys, and that's probably TMI. But those were all the things that have transpired since November, and a girl is exhausted because the last 3 months have felt like 3 years. But still I rise, as Maya would say. So I'm reading this book. My first book of the year was Rosita Teeth, which I do believe I posted a short about that. I just wanted something small, and that was such a good story, and I will revisit it again and again and again and again and again, because it is a whole story and it's wonderful. Check out my short about that if you're interested, and then, or maybe I'll just include it here, I don't know. Well, no, check it out. Go check it out. And so now I'm reading this, loving the quiet nature of it, and then I'm working on the house. So I'm going to take you around, show you what's going on with the house, and then we'll end this video here. I think that's a good place to stop so that we can start filming the next one, because I know I've let you guys hang in, and I'm feeling a lot better, and there's no need for me to like stay away from you any longer, because I need these sessions. I need to be able to ramble a little bit as well. All right. let's take a look at the house so I can show you what's going on. So we did a thing. I have gotten rid of the baby's room. I don't like to say it like that, but I did. We kind of demolished the baby's room. We took it apart. We closed off the 2 doors and we opened up a new door, and we got rid of the closet that was in this room. And now this is going to be my closet. Right now we already have 2 closets in our room. One is his, one is hers, and they are relatively small. Believe it or not, my hubby needs more closet space. He needs more shoe storage, and it does give us both the opportunity to stretch out. I will have a whole room. So I will film in this room. I will read in this room. This will become my reading nook. And this will also be my closet. So it's a closet, studio, reading room. It's my she shed. It's my she shed. The place where I guess I'll make things happen. And I can make it as girly and as pretty and as frilly and as fun as I want. And I feel like it's the perfect thing to have during these times. My husband has his movie room and really the basement. He has an office in the basement. And of course, we share a room. And then we have the guest rooms and whatnot. So it'll be really nice to have a room of my own. This is where we stand with our scullery, back kitchen, pantry, whatever you want to call it, prep kitchen. This is where we are. We have a new built-in. I have put wallpaper in the backs of almost all of these. I just have to hit the bottom 2. And as you can see, I've decided to carry that same wallpaper. It's called Strawberry Thief, by the way. It's a Morris & Company print. I've decided to carry it through to this side of the kitchen. And it's a bold statement, but I think it's beautiful. And I'm just going to leave the backsplash as is, and I will accessorize as needed. I would love to do some lights up at the top, like with the arms for task lighting. So maybe I'll do that. At one point, I thought I wanted a shelf between the mirror and the wall, but now, I don't know, I think it just takes away from it. So we're gonna go with it like this. It looks good in here already. Excuse my mess. I have to get drawer pulls, which I think I'm gonna do a brass and wood drawer pull. I need to figure out what to do with these light switches. I would like to get a spice rack to go right here. And more baskets, obviously. Everything will be merchandised. Well, not even really merchandised. It'll just be put on the shelf because this is, in fact, said pantry. I also have food in the drawers as well. And we're getting a drinks fridge and maybe even some sort of ice maker, which would be wonderful. But this is where we are right now with this space. The height of the room makes it feel not so closed in. And even the color, kind of putting a dark color, you would think it would make you feel enclosed. But because when you're looking up, and my husband figured this out, I'm the school trained artist. I'm the one who's been designing for years. And he helped me figure out why painting a ceiling darker can sometimes make your room look taller. Because as you look up into the dark, it just disappears, with the light off, yeah. Like there's nothing there. I mean, obviously there's nothing there because the light's off, but it really just disappears. So it's almost like you're looking into the sky. And that makes total sense. There's no print or no white color boring down on you. Makes great sense. So we also painted the ceilings of our bedroom as well, and I get the most peaceful sleep imaginable. Gonna do some pretty things in here. Also changing out the sink. It's gonna be the same sink because I like the features. The only difference is it's going to be a brass or a gold color because why can't your back kitchen be just as elevated as the rest of your space? Why does it have to look like a kitchen or a prep kitchen? It doesn't. It should be just as elevated. So I'm going to get the stainless steel sink with the gold finish to match the one in the main kitchen. And the bonus that's so exciting is this is a cup washer. I've always wanted a cup washer. For me, that's a game changer. I don't understand why houses just don't come with them. I have even considered making a hole in the stoned countertop and adding one on this in the front kitchen, but if there's one in the back kitchen, that's fine because primarily we're going to just be washing glasses back there and rinsing things that don't have food because I don't think we're installing a garbage disposal. So, too easy. Okay. So I'm gonna leave you here, but check out the outfit, you guys. You know, I tried to do a little something, I don't know. And yes, I know I probably don't need any more books, but there's so many more books that I want to read. The Silent Patient has come highly recommended. All right, guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you here. So see you next time.